Hello everyone, let's try this again. I did this video once and realized it had no audio and I was recording the wrong screen. So this is my paper trade account. No video yesterday or the day before. Wasn't very good trading days for me. The whole earnings thing, the chop, my setups were there, they just didn't work. The one was a breakout trade I entered on a breakout, and that happened to be the high of day. Another one I entered calls, it came down, my stop was closed below the low of day, and a couple of candles actually closed just below the low of day. I stopped out, and about 20 minutes later it reversed and took off to the upside. So that's just the way it is. Sometimes it happens. So I told myself today I was going to paper trade, and of course today it worked out just fine. So before I get into today's trades, let me just show you a couple things on here. This is a paper trade account, simulated trading. These are simulated values, real-time data. If this says 20-minute delay, call Thinkorswim. They can set this up to real time. If anybody tells you they can't, they're lying or they're wrong. You can set this up real time. Mine has been set up real time. It's still not 100% accurate, and I say that because let's say you set a sell order in here for let me try to fix these so you can see the price. Let's say you set a sell order in here for 236. It might come up to 232, and a 236 never actually hits the ticker, but it'll sell your position. So it doesn't always do that. If that happens, I don't count that trade as a real trade. What I do is I come back in here, and whatever the amount was that I made or lost, I'll come in here and adjust account. You can come in and you clear this out, put whatever amount you want to in here, and then you hit enter. Once you hit enter, this green button becomes active, and you hit apply, and it'll change your value to whatever. So I don't count those trades that don't actually sell if it never actually hit that price. So I try to be as accurate as I can with this paper trade. I haven't used it for a while. I started this one with $2,000. I think by default it starts at $100,000. That's not realistic. Not many people start out their trading careers to $100,000 accounts. So you can set it to whatever you want to set it to. And don't cheat yourself. If you lose money on a trade, don't go back and reset it and add that $500 back in, because you're just cheating yourself. Now obviously if you run out of money and you have to start it over, yeah. But you make a bad trade and you lose $500 out of your $5,000. Don't reset it just because you want to say, you know what, I don't like that trade. You did it, stick with it, don't cheat yourself. So on to the trades. I traded puts today on Boeing and ROKU. Boeing, I entered. The reason I entered was, let me get this out of here so we can see a little bit better. The reason I entered Boeing at 9:37 this morning, that would have been right about here. Yep, the low of day so far. It broke below this candle. Probably a little bit premature on an entry, but I like the fact that we had a 921 cross down right at the open. The problem was it decided it wanted to bounce up. My stop was going to be closed above this pre-market candle here. I added to it a couple of times. My initial entry was $1.14. I added again at $1.05 and again at $1.70. Added at 9.46 and 9.54. 9.46 I added just after the open of this candle because we had some resistance. We had today's open. We had that was today's open. This yellow one was yesterday's either high or low, I'm not sure. So we had some resistance coming up here. So I entered a second one here, ended up popping up above it. I entered this one here. at 70 cents because my stop was here. I figured this last one, worst case, I might lose $20 on that one. If it closed above here and I had to stop out, it would be an extra $20 I lost. I figured the amount it would bring my average down would outweigh the amount I would lose right here if I did stop out on that one contract. So that's why I went ahead and got in here. It just happened to be the high. And then we had a bearish engulfing candle. I sold 2 contracts at 10.51 way over here right at the open of this candle, and the reason I sold those is because we came up on the low of day. I wanted to unload some of my risk because we were getting a low of day and this thing could have very easily bounced back up. I didn't think it was likely that it would because we were below the cloud, and we only had this one level of support here, so I kind of thought we'd keep going lower. So I sold two of the 5 contracts right here. I sold another one at 10.51, 10.52, and 11.16. 10.51 was the open of this candle, again because we were getting a low of day again. 10.52 because we had dropped down and I just wanted to take a little bit more off and let that last one ride. And what time was that last one? 11.16. We started to pop back up, and at this point, the way that it rounded itself up, I kind of thought we might pop back above and run back to the upside, so I went ahead and got out of that last one. On top of that, I was monitoring the ROKU position that I got in. So let's take a look at ROKU. ROKU I entered mainly because of a 921 EMA cross, and that one worked out well. The Boeing trade, I think my net at the end was like 30, just a hair over 30% profit. You're welcome to freeze, hit pause and add these up and calculate them if you want, but I calculated it was like 30.2% or something without fees. Standard ROKU 1035 puts again. We had a cross to the downside. Both of these lines were EMA averages 9 and 21 were pointing downwards. The 21 was a little more flat, but the market was kind of weak overall, so I kind of thought that it was going to drop. So at 1027 we had a cross to the downside. I entered at 1035. I bought 4 contracts at $1.82 a piece, a little over $700. I sold the first one at 1048, so I got in at 1035, which was right about the close of this candle. Sold 2 of them at, I think it was 2 of them at 1048 right at the beginning of this candle, and the reason why is because we were coming up on this today's open. And I have to change these colors because these don't match up with my real trading account. It's confusing me. So I sold one at 1048, sold one at 1050, sold one at 1051. So 1050 was right at the close, almost the close of this candle, pretty close to the close of this candle, and I sold that one because we were coming down the low of day. Sold another one right after the open of this candle because it was starting to bounce back up, and because it was low of day coming off support, I thought let me unload that one and I'll just hold one last one. So I sold that last one 1122, and it was actually a good sell because I sold it right about here. When you get a rounded bottoms are more likely to reverse than a spike is. When you get a spike, it's less likely to be a long-term reversal or long-term bounce. When it's more rounded, it just means more people, more buyers are coming in smaller quantities. Just means a little bit more conviction. So I got out of the last one at 1020 or 1122. I just didn't like the way it was rounding. It was coming up and it was starting to break some of these resistance levels, and just thought it was going to probably reverse that point. So I went ahead and got out. So that was it. I made like just a hair over 20% on the ROKU. So overall, for the trading, I had maybe just under $1,300 in between the two trades, and I made 314 on them. 310 actually, because it's $3 you can't count. So about $310 on about a $1,300 entry. So about 25% roughly, which is a good day for anybody. But that was it. You know, no videos the last 2 days, because like I said, you know, if I made a mistake in my trading in those trades, yeah, it might be worthwhile putting a video in it to learn from a mistake. But really, my entries, there was nothing wrong with them. It just the chop that was going on, it just didn't work out. So there's probably not any reason to put a video up on a trade that should have worked that didn't, because I guess you could learn, you know, that it happens. That's about all you can learn from that. But anyway, I probably won't trade real money tomorrow. Same reason. This earnings thing it's you know, today was a little bit better, but I think I might just wait till the earnings season dies down before I start risking real money again. We'll see. I'll have to see how things look tomorrow. Friday I won't be trading most likely, because I probably won't be around the computer. So anyway, that's it for today. Hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching, and see you later. Bye.